Hello again, Year 5. Today I'm going to do another art video, this time looking at how artists use perspective in their work. Now, for hundreds of years, artists have tried to include different illusions in their work to create perspective. And in this case, if you look at the image of perspective of the gardens, you can see that this work includes distance and depth. So if you look at the front two pillars, you can see that they're quite large. And if you look at the second set, they're getting smaller and heading back towards the centre of the painting. Objects appear to get smaller as you get further away from them, and parallel lines eventually converge and meet at the point. In art, this is known as the vanishing point, and you can see this in the example of the train tracks. So if you look right at the horizon, you can see that the train tracks seem to converge and meet, when in reality we know that they don't. And you can see, the closer we get to the front of the image, that there's a larger gap between the tracks. The point where the two lines meet is called the vanishing point, and this happens on another imaginary line called the horizon line. Artists use horizon lines and vanishing points as a starting point for their work to give their paintings a sense of depth and distance. So if you have a look at this example, you can see at the top you've got the horizon line, and then you can see where we've drawn one of the vanishing point lines. In the next picture, you can see where the next vanishing point is, and they've also included a construction line. Now, construction lines are really helpful to help you make sure that you've got the correct line of perspective. So, as an example, if you look here at Berlin Street in the sunshine, you can see that if you were to trace with your finger the tops of the vans and the bottoms, you can almost create a construction line of yourself and create the depth and distance needed. The same with the trees. If you look at the tops, you can see where construction lines have been drawn to help the artist. You can see that the vanishing point is here, and that the horizon line goes across like that. In this painting, Boston Common in Twilight, you can see you have the fence going back, you have the trees and the seats, and as they go back you can quite clearly see the different construction lines that have been created by the artist to help them reach the vanishing point and the horizon line. So here we have a very, very simple horizon line and the vanishing point created by two lines. And what I'm going to do is show you how to draw two construction lines to help create the road markings to show the road going into the distance. So for this, you're going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, and if you need to, an eraser and a ruler. Now, if you don't have a ruler at home, what you can use is a piece of paper and use the edge to help you draw the lines. So first of all, I'm going to start by gently sketching a construction line. There's my second one. If you do these lines quite faintly, it will help you when you need to erase them later. Once I have drawn my construction lines, I can then start to use them to create the markings that we see on the road. by using the construction lines, you can now see that the road looks like it's going into the distance. I can erase the construction lines that I don't need anymore. Just let me add a last bit of the road markings there. I could then add more construction lines to help create a path. And then what you can do is create block pavement that looks like it's reaching into the distance. You can also add a curb to show a little bit of depth. And we can just add these markings going straight down at a right angle. And you can see how you can create the depth of the curve as well as part of the pavement. This is a really good idea and a very simple one to help work on your use of perspective in your work. Here are a few more ideas. So again, I've used the same idea to create the road, and I've added telephone pylons next to it going into the distance. And again, you can see the construction lines that I've created to help me with my work. Again, here you can see we've got the trees going along the bottom. You can see where I've added construction lines to help. Another thing you could do is curve your work. This takes a little bit more practice, so you could have a river or winding road with the trees going around the side. And again, you can see the construction lines I've used to help with that. Very fun activity is to make your name look like it's jumping out of the paper. And for that, you need to write your name in block letters, and then from each corner you need to just draw a line from the corner to the vanishing point. Now on the bottom, once your line hits another part of the letter, you stop drawing it, and that gives the perspective of you looking down on your letter, not from looking from underneath it. I hope this has helped you with your perspective, and I would love for some of your drawings to be sent into the Year 5 group, and I look forward to hearing from you. In the meantime, be careful and stay safe.